Hey, yeah, I just want to pick up the phone and call. Oh, no, I know. It's good to hear your voice too. All right, so what's going on? Yeah, I thought we would go over to this place tonight. Okay, good. All right, see you soon. Bye. Feels good to actually get on the phone and talk, doesn't it? Aren't you sick of all these guys who are just texting you and who won't actually pick up the phone and call? In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 fun ways that you can make a guy call instead of text. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. If a guy isn't calling you, generally speaking, he's not interested. So don't pursue that guy anyway. Cast him aside until he is going to pursue you and make room for someone who is going to call. And it's important to know guys can get in the rut of texting because it's easy, or they can be nervous to call you. They're human too. So these 5 fun ways to get him to call are highly effective. Number 1 is to simply be direct. What does this mean? This means let him know you enjoy talking to him, ask him to call, and give him a time. As a guy, sometimes we don't want to call because we don't know if it's the right time. We don't know if we're bothering you. We like you, but we're not quite sure if you're reciprocating on that end. So when you make a request like, hey, I love connecting with you. I love chatting with you. I'd love it if you would call me. Here's my number. Call me after 8. That text sending to him makes a request. It's actually a very powerful feminine move. You've made a request for what you would love, and then he gets to provide you with the experience you're asking for. It can look something like this. You send him a text that says, I really enjoy our connection. I'd love it if you would call me. I'll be home after 7. Here's my number. And this is great. This is a powerful feminine move because you're making a request. You're telling him what you would love, and you're inviting his masculine energy to provide you with the experience that you're asking for. It's a great move, powerful move to get him to call you. Number 2 is to generate curiosity. This is a bit of a cliffhanger text where you ignite curiosity in him and then he calls you to find out what the answer is or what you've ignited curiosity about. It can go like this. You send him a text that says, OMG, have to tell you what happened today. Call me after 7, too long to text. And what's great about that is there's something fun that happened to you today and you're giving him the time frame for when you're going to talk. So you're saying, call me after this time, too long to text. He calls you to find out what happened. The second way you can do this is to text him this. I need a sexy man's opinion about something. Call me after 7. What's great about this is a couple of things. First of all, men, we love to have our thoughts respected. We love to give our advice. So when you're telling him you need his opinion on something, that triggers him. Then you're affirming your attraction for him by saying you need a sexy man's opinion about something. So you're validating his attractiveness. And then you're also giving him a time frame to call you, giving him confidence, saying, okay, at that time, I'm going to reach her. I wonder what opinion she wants. And the third way that you can generate curiosity is to text him this. Could really use your advice about something. Can you chat for 5 minutes? And what's great about this is, again, you evoke his ability to give you guidance and advice, which men love. We love to be providers. And you let him know it's only going to be for 5 minutes. One of the reasons why guys don't want to call is because they don't want to talk for an hour or they can't talk for an hour. So when you let him know that there's a time constraint on it, about 5 minutes, then he says, yeah, I would love, let me help you out. What advice do you need? A great way to evoke curiosity. And number 3 is to be playful. If the texting is boring, the conversation is probably going to be boring. And so you spice the texting up with some playfulness. Now, I know he is probably just as boring, or not more boring, with lame questions like, so where do you live? Or what do you do for a living? And it's just the same old facts. So you can actually take charge, spice it up by bringing playfulness into the conversation. The question is, how in the heck do you do that? Well, let me give you a tool that connects to your natural state of playfulness, which is to play a game. See, when you were a kid, you had no problem being playful. You just walk up to somebody and you say, hey, let's play. And you'd play a game. You play tag, you play hide and seek, you play whatever. Here's a game that you can play that's kind of fun. So here's what you text him. You text him, let's play a game. Are you psychic at all? Now, if he's fun, he'll write back yes or a little bit. And then you can ask him, all right, here's the question. what food have I been craving over the past several days? You have 3 guesses. Call me at 8, and if you get it right, you win a prize. And here's what's fun about that. It's intriguing, it's fun, it baits curiosity, and it's playful because he's wondering, number 1, what's the food, and number 2, what's the prize I win if I get this right? So he calls you at 8. If he guesses it right, the prize is, well, then we get to go out and have that food together. Now, I know you're thinking, you're like, well, what if he answers no to Are You Psychic at All? Then if he answers no, then you can say, let's see if I am. What food have you been craving over the last 3 days? Call me at 8. Let's see if I can guess it right. And if I do, I win a prize. You just flip it around. It's a fun way to engage and a fun way to be playful. Number 4, leave him wanting more. You and I have both been on those conversations with someone that you absolutely love. Well, I haven't been talking to the person you love, but you know what I mean. Where it's 3 hours long. And you're up till 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's this amazing conversation. Neither one of you want to get off the phone. Those are great conversations. The challenge is if every conversation you have lasts over an hour, then, and you're both probably thinking this, do I really want to call that person today? Because I don't know if I have an hour to talk right now. So what you want to do is you want to vary up the length of time that you're talking on the phone. Some of the times it's longer, and some of the times give yourself a time limit. Give yourself 5 minutes, give yourself 20 minutes. And as the conversation is good and it's got some pacing, say, hey, I love talking to you. I'm really enjoying this. I have to go, but let's pick this up soon. And leave him wanting more. Great entertainers know this. Great entertainers know what keeps people coming back is because they want more. So we want more of people who leave us wanting more. So leave him wanting more of you. And number 5 is tone change. This is where you actually purposefully change your tone after he hears you pick up the phone and say hello. So here's what it looks like. Is phone rings, you pick up the phone, you use the tone of your average everyday life, and you pick up the phone, hello, and then when you hear it's him on the phone, now you're gonna know it's him because you've got the caller ID, but when you hear his voice say hello, you change your tone to sweet, to feminine, to the really warm version of you, and you're like, oh, hi, you. How you doing? It's good to hear your voice. And when he hears you go from hello, oh, hi, you, and he hears that increase in tone, increase in sweetness, increase in warmth, he's going to have, every man has this feeling of when he causes his woman to become something, causes his woman to feel better, causes his woman to do something positive, we have that feeling of like, wow, I created this. I influenced this. This feels really good to me. When he hears you increase your level of attraction for him, that's validating for him and that feels good. And the bottom line is we want and choose to be around people who help us feel better about ourselves. And so when you use tone change, it's a subtle, easy way to help him feel great about himself and the effect that he's having on you. So there you have it. 5 fun ways to get him to call more instead of text. Now, my question for you is, what have you found that's worked? Because I know you're brilliant. I know you're amazing. Post in the comment section below. What strategies have worked for you to cause a man to call you instead of just text all the time? I'm really curious. I will be looking forward to reading these comments below. And know this. This is your channel for increasing love in the world one heart at a time. If you're the person who believes in love, if you're the person who's dedicated to deepening your capacity to love, subscribe because this is your community. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.